Hey everybody, it's great to be here with you today. For years I've been talking about the power of vulnerability and courage, about how they're not signs of weakness but the clearest paths to connection and belonging. And today we're going to talk about something that's fundamentally connected to that work, emotional intelligence, or EI. We hear this term thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean? It's about understanding and navigating the complex world of emotions, both our own and those of others. It's about showing up with authenticity and having the courage to be vulnerable, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about building meaningful connections and living a more wholehearted life. Over these next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into the key components of EI, and most importantly, I'm going to share some practical strategies you can start using today to cultivate greater emotional intelligence in your own life. Are you ready? Let's get started. You can't build a house without a solid foundation, right? And you can't truly develop emotional intelligence without first understanding yourself, your emotions, your triggers, your strengths, and yes, even those messy, imperfect parts we often try to hide. Self-awareness is about paying attention, without judgment, to what's going on inside of us. What makes your heart race? What makes you want to retreat? What brings you joy? Keep a journal, talk to a trusted friend or therapist, or simply take some quiet time to reflect. The more we understand ourselves, the better equipped we are to navigate the world around us. Let's be honest, we've all been there. In the heat of the moment, saying or doing something we later regret because our emotions got the best of us. Self-regulation isn't about suppressing our emotions. It's about learning to pause, to breathe, to choose how we respond instead of just reacting. Think about it like this. Between the stimulus, that thing that triggers us, and our response, there's a space, and in that space lies our power to choose. We can learn to take a deep breath, to step away from a heated conversation, or to simply say, I need a minute to process this. Empathy. It's one of the most powerful tools we have for building connection and understanding. It's about stepping outside of ourselves and trying to see the world through the eyes of another person. It's about listening to understand, not just to respond. When we can truly empathize with others, with their joys, their struggles, their experiences, we open ourselves up to a deeper level of connection. And let me tell you, connection is what makes us feel alive. It's what gives our lives meaning and purpose. Social skills are the tools we use to build and maintain relationships. It's about communicating clearly and assertively, being an active listener, and being able to provide and receive feedback in a way that's both honest and respectful. Think about the people in your life who you consider to be emotionally intelligent. What is it about them that draws you in? I bet they're great listeners. They make you feel seen and heard. And they're able to navigate difficult conversations with grace and empathy. These are skills we can all learn and cultivate. What gets you out of bed in the morning? What lights you up and fills you with a sense of purpose? That's your why. And tapping into that why is essential for cultivating emotional intelligence. When we're motivated by something deeper than just external rewards or recognition, when we're driven by a sense of purpose and meaning, we're more resilient, more adaptable, and more likely to show up as our best selves, even when things get tough. This one can be tough, right? Asking for feedback requires vulnerability. It requires us to be open to hearing things we might not want to hear. But here's the thing. Feedback is a gift. It's an opportunity for growth and learning. Choose people you trust, people who you know have your best interests at heart, and ask them for their honest feedback. What are my strengths? What areas could I work on? How do I come across to others? We all make mistakes. We all have those moments where we look back and think, I wish I had handled that differently. But here's the good news. Mistakes aren't failures. They're opportunities for learning and growth. Take some time to reflect on past experiences, both positive and negative. What can you learn from them? How can you use those lessons to make more informed decisions and navigate similar situations more effectively in the future? Here's the truth. Developing emotional intelligence isn't a destination, it's a journey. It's a lifelong process of learning, growing, and evolving. So, stay curious, read books, listen to podcasts, attend workshops, and surround yourself with people who challenge you to be your best self. Remember, The work we do on ourselves, the work of cultivating emotional intelligence, it ripples outward. It impacts our relationships, our communities, and the world around us. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. Emotional intelligence is a superpower. It's the key to unlocking deeper connections, greater resilience, and a more fulfilling life. It takes courage to be vulnerable, to own our emotions, and to show up authentically in the world. But I truly believe that it's in those moments of vulnerability that we find our greatest strength and our deepest connections. Keep practicing, keep learning, and keep believing in your own capacity for growth. Thank you for being here today.